In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles. Welcome to the Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show.
Black old sun, won't you come? Boom and wash away the rain. Black old sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Daily grind. Oh, there, lost it. Welcome to the Daily Grind, everybody. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. We're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. It's Monday, the start of the week, and there's really only one way I like to start my week, just one, and it's with Rusty. How are you, sir? I'm digging the Mississippi State hat. Sorry.
You know, I appreciate it because we believe in sweeps around here, and just know that there was a sweep this weekend in Starkville where Mississippi State swept the Ole Miss Rebels in baseball, but more to come on that at 11 a.m.
Okay.
It's funny. It's funny when you check in on Drew after games like that. Like he doesn't respond super well. Now, if it'd been the other way around, but it'd have been like snap, 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 yeah, exactly. But anyway, I digress. I am great. Had a great weekend with Maggie, great weekend of baseball, obviously. And Luke, I have a very topical pun for you today. I learned something this weekend. This is kind of sports related. This is for all my golfers out there. I learned something this weekend. Did you know that a lion would never drive under the influence of alcohol, but a tiger would? Welcome to the Daily Grind.
Man, Tiger. Oh, Tiger.
Bless, man.
Tiger.
Tiger Woods and the Georgia football team just clearly don't know that the Uber app exists, where you could just call up somebody to drive you around and you can take all the Xanax, all the shots, all the drinks you want,
brother,
and you ain't got to drive.
Everything. And you don't have to. You know what? Yeah. And you can. There's this thing called, I think it's Uber Lux or something, where you can get a fancy car.
It can be fancy. Tiger Woods has made so much money, he can just have a personal driver. Kirby Smart has so much money in that Georgia program. They can have a personal driver for every single one of them. But it's just something about that red and black, right? Like Tiger wears red and black on Sundays. Georgia wears it on Saturdays. And can't neither one of them stay out from behind the wheel when they're under the influence. Shout out Tiger Woods.
God, I love it. Shout out Tiger Woods. Shout out everybody in the comments too. If you are not over there, good morning, saying good morning, Edward, y'all. If you come hang out with us on YouTube, that's where we can see your comments. That's where that's where we'll put them on a screen, and we can interact with you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, we will be able to see them there. Which, speaking of concerns, maybe we got an injury update technically a Grizzlies injury update we need to talk about. Let me zoom in on this because there's words that I didn't understand. Okay, so Jalen Wells sustained a tendon avulsion fracture in his great right toe during the Grizzlies road game on March 23rd in Atlanta. In order to optimize healing, he will undergo a procedure to stabilize the toe. What does that mean?
Yeah, basically an avulsion fracture means that he tore it like a tendon. He pulled, like when that tendon cut loose, it pulled a little chunk of bone with it. Somebody else had an avulsion fracture. Vince. We talked about Vince's ankle. He had the avulsion, right? And that's what this is. He broke his toe bad enough that an anchor ligament or tendon, most likely, like avulsed and pulled away. And by pulling away a piece of the bone, they call that an avulsion fracture. And so what they'll do is they'll go in, they'll pin that little piece of bone down, suture it, anchor it back into the bone. It'll heal. He stands a really good chance of recovering and healing. I'm not worried about this long term. This is a legit injury. Like, this is not something that could have waited to the off season. Like, when you have an avulsion fracture, and Jalen, I get it, man. We've hurt more toes than Deion Sanders this year. And I'm not worried about it long term. He'll bounce back quickly, but this is something that needs to happen if you have an avulsion fracture, because you need to get that tendon, that muscle reinserted to where it can stabilize and get strong. And so we don't have any long-term issues.
Yeah, this one kind of felt like the first non-fishy injury update that we've had in a long time, where they were like, it happened on this date.
Yeah.
That was less than a week ago. It's important. We're going to get it fixed. We'll let you know when it's done.
Yeah. Because at this point, like, Jaron would have been getting lip filler, maybe some Botox, like that kind of stuff. This is the kind of injuries we would have been having. This one is the first one that's actually like legit.
It's like, all right,
clean up, Edie could have probably had his elbow cleaned up, ankle cleaned up in the off season, that type thing. This is a legit injury. So T's and P's to Jalen Wells for a speedy recovery.
Yep. T's and P's to him. So it's safe to assume that he will not be playing tonight. Which, let's get to that, because the Grizzlies are playing the Phoenix Suns tonight. Suns are coming to town. Who else is on the injury report? This one's a doozy.
Everybody.
Walter Clayton Jr., Dickie Giroux, questionable. Taj, Omax, Javon Small, doubtful. Means they're probably out. Santi, and then the out guys are your normal out guys. So you've got Cedric playing, you got Gigi playing, you got Taylor Hendricks playing. You got your 10-day guy. Ryan Repair and Ball, the Frenchies. I
guarantee we'll have all of our two-ways, 10-day guys that are available. I know Meshack's been having some injuries and some stuff, so he probably we'll see. I'm going to be in the building.
You going tonight? Okay.
Yeah, my brother reached out and he brought his basketball team over earlier this year, and as a thank you, they got free tickets tonight. There's like a little reception that we're going to go to, and so we're going to go hang out, have some light refreshments, be celebrated for what he did, be in the building. Basically, all that to say, like, if they need another guy, clearly I'm 6'5", so I could probably go play in the post for the Grizzlies right now. Sign me up, ZK. I'll be in the building. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
I mean, we'll probably rock and roll with 7-8 guys tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be gnarly. Did the release say anything about a sesamoid bone? It was asking. I don't remember it saying a sesamoid bone. That's what I was pulling up.
I think I had it right in front of me. Yeah, let me get the. I don't think it says sesamoid.
No, it's just in his right great toe. Great question, Edward. It's not because the sesamoid bone doesn't anchor any muscles. It surrounds those two little tiny bones with a tendon that runs in between them.
On the big toe?
Under the big toe. So technically, if like that tendon could rupture one of those bones, so technically, I guess, but not likely. An avulsion fracture is when a tendon pulls out a chunk of bone. So not the same as what Scotty had.
That sounds like it hurts like a sumbitch.
Yeah, like, we poke fun at toes, and I made fun of like, growing up, somebody get turf toe. I'm like, oh, they stubbed their toe. Ha, ha, ha. Now that I know what that is, it hurts like a mother, man. And if you've ever like stubbed your pinky toe, like imagine that in your big toe and about 4 or 5 times worse.
Sounds awful, man. Avulsion is one of those words too. It just sounds
like a Harry Potter spell.
Yeah, avulsion. I mean,
exactly.
The Grizzlies are probably going to play like an avulsion tonight.
Yeah, and I'll be in the building. I look for Devin Booker. I'm going to take the over on Devin Booker. points. I'm going to take the over on like 3-pointers for Devin Booker as well if he's going to play tonight. Could be an ugly game, but again, it helps recover after we upset Chicago over the weekend. This is a great way to get back in our losing ways, right?
Man, I just cannery happened at the end of the game when Chicago's side of the ball, but whatever about that. The Suns are favorites. Surprise. FanDuel has them minus 770 favorites on FanDuel. So Grizzlies are only plus 540 underdogs, which is not too bad. 13-point spread. I think you were right to maybe take that. I don't know. Depending on, I'll tell you what. Tell you something that's not very fun that I've been having to do on these Grizzlies days. The morning, brother. Oh my God, trying to find Grizzlies players to bet on. Tell you what, I said to bet on Walter Clayton Jr. on Friday. Never doing that again. It's just like I don't know. So prop of the morning. What does this mean? It's a segment sponsored by FanDuel. It's where I pick a player. Typically, if the Grizzlies are playing, it's someone who's played in the Grizzlies game. I went with our boy Cedric Coward tonight. Might be the only consistent. You know what, Jalen? So I'm not looking forward to having to pick props and parlays for these Grizzlies games because you're absolutely right. They could lose out the rest of the year. They should lose out the rest of the year. That Bulls game was really the last. Evan and I talked on a post-game bounce a few weeks ago. That was the last game we thought they could win. So use this time to let Cedric Coward get some runway because I've got him as my prop to look at tonight. I've got Cedric Coward scoring 15-plus points and 6+ rebounds on FanDuel. It's plus 171. Last 5 games, he's been playing better. And that Jalen's absolutely right. He's about the only consistent guy we have on this roster right now. And he
had a good game against Chicago. Like he was hooping against Chicago. I think he had 24 points in 24 minutes. Like he's showing flashes. I still need to see more from him. I see where Kenny's coming from in some of the conversations he's been having on the post-game bounces. He's probably the only one. I bet on Walter Clayton Jr. myself last week in the Spurs game for him to hit the under on points and assists, and he mashed that at halftime. So that's fun.
There's just like nobody consistently that you can trust to bet on, and except Cedric. And honestly, I was thinking this game, this Suns team rebounds by committee a lot like the Grizzlies do. They're a tough team that just kind of goes after they got a nose for the ball. Cedric has a nose for the ball. $10 would get you 17, 20 would get you 34 here. I don't know. If you're betting on the Grizzlies games, call the red line.
This is a good one. Yeah, but this is a good one. He had 24-9 in his last game, like I said, against Chicago. Like this is a suit. He's had games he had a 16 rebound game just within the last month against Philadelphia. Like it's in there. He can go do it. And I feel good if you like you said, betting on the Grizzlies right now feels like you need to call the hotline. But if not, this is a good bet for you to throw some money on. I like this one, Luke.
Cool. Sweet. Because the Walter Clayton Jr. one I had last weekend, I felt bad just typing it. There was a reason it was plus 300 and something odds. Good Lord.
Scare money don't make money, and you got to get bold sometimes, I guess, to make money around here on FanDuel. But just looking over the last 5 games, Set is averaging 15-4. Over the last 20 is 13-5. So this is I like over the last 10, 13-5. I like this prop a lot, Luke.
So it's like if he can really rebound the ball, and he might have to tonight because there's nobody else playing. We'll see. I do want to look at the other games happening tonight. We are going to sim a tankathon after this before break, but first let's look at what's happening tonight.
I simmed one. Did you? I simmed one right before the show started. Yeah.
Who'd you get? Well, let's do it right now then. Who'd you get?
I got Keaton Wagler at 6. I got Thomas Howell at 16 and Ade Mara at 31. And I don't hate that draft at all.
I don't hate that draft at all either. Man, that's good. Okay.
That's solid, man. If you're going to draft one of the point guards, I'm back on my bull. You know what about Keaton Wagler after this weekend? We'll talk more about that in the back half of the show, I'm sure. But then you got Thomas Howell, an elite rim running power forward, and some Zach Edey insurance. Give it to me.
We're going to do that one because I don't like the one that I just had. I'm not even going to bring
Did you get Nate Ahmed?
Yeah. I'm out.
That's so dumb, man. Did you watch? Like, we'll talk about him in a minute. I do want to talk specifically about Nate Ahmed here in a minute.
It dumb. But who plays tonight other than Grizzlies? You got Sixers at the Heat. Sixers are actually favored, man. They're minus 136 favorites at Miami. You got Celtics at Hawks. This is gonna be a good game, man.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, Hawks minus 112. Celtics minus 104. This one is going to be really close. Bulls at Spurs. Spurs can't fall any lower than the 2 seed in the playoffs. They are minus 1,600 favorites on FanDuel.
Hammer that Chicago team.
It's going to be gross. It's an 18-point spread. That's the biggest spread happening tonight. Timberwolves at Mavericks. Timberwolves are favored.
Go T-Wolves.
Yeah, go T-Wolves. We need that. We need that. Cavs at Jazz. Cavs are favored. Pistons at Thunder. Thunder are obviously favored. And the game of the night, Lakers at the Wizards. Gross.
That Thunder game last night, who they play last night was gross. Against the Knicks, man. Just Shea shot 16 free throws last night. Some of them were phantom free throws. Somehow Cat got called for a flagrant foul when he got mugged by 3 Thunder underneath the goal.
It's bad.
That's bad. The whistle is just egregious.
That one was quite bad yesterday. Yeah. It's not made for. I don't like when it makes for an ugly product. And
agreed.
That was about the ugliest product you could have asked for yesterday.
It just showed continued favoritism from the NBA towards the Thunder against a good Knicks team. It's very obvious that that's an agenda that is truly being pushed. And then Blunt Smugger, you see the vision. Stick around for after our commercial break here in a minute. You see the vision. We'll talk about it.
Yep, I was just about to say, we're going to take a break because you know what was not a bad product to watch that was on the floor yesterday? Man, all the college we had from this Elite Eight was just absolutely amazing. It was electric. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I want to devote a big chunk. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. We got plenty of time. I want to talk college hoops, Elite Eight, what happened over the weekend, the small guard era. We're going to talk all that and more right after this quick break.
Tired of the same old fast food? The soggy fries, the frozen flavors, the meals that never quite hit right. Head over to Waldo's Chicken and Beer, where everything starts fresh and flavor comes first. Our chicken is fried in rich beef tallow for that bold, old-school crunch you can actually taste. And don't skip the premium homemade southern sides. Fresh greens, hearty white beans, and creamy mac and cheese made to complete the meal. Bring your whole family. There's plenty of space to relax, plus a game room the kids will love. Catch the game on big screens, grab a drink at the full bar, and enjoy happy hour specials every day from 3 to 6, all day on Tuesday and Sunday. Waldo's Chicken and Beer. Real food, real flavor, made from scratch. Aaron had a much better middle part of the season than he had the beginning part of the season. The beginning part of the season, he was
The beginning gave me hemorrhoids, dude. I mean, it was
unplayable.
Migraines.
I had migraines and hemorrhoids at the same time.
That's terrible.
I feel like you got all you could get out of him.
That's what I feel the same way. I'm glad you said it.
I think that's it. I think Penny's all right. Clip this. I'm about to say something really good about Penny Hardaway. All right. Penny Hardaway, one of the best coaching jobs that he did this year was pulling what he pulled out of Aaron Bradshaw, bringing him back from being
the dead, unplayable,
just on the court, off the court being an issue.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think that's
and I want to be very clear about my Aaron Bradshaw concern. I know by the end of the year, every beat reporter and Penny are like, oh, he's a great locker room guy. But here's the take I've always stood by, right? When someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Yeah, look, Meshack and Jalen Wells are a bit in the same boat for me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'm going to rock the boat for a minute here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I feel like they're very good players that down the line would be fantastic coming off someone's championship roster.
Someone's.
Because I feel like they're luxury players. And right now where our team is, I don't think we can really afford luxury players. Unpopular opinion, I know.
I think Jalen is a little more than a luxury player.
Well,
don't you think?
yeah, no.
No?
I would rather give those minutes to Coward.
You've got him on a rookie contract still. He's in the second year of a
That's
a
the reason you keep them, right?
right. Like, so he's not costing you a ton of.
Well,
He's not costing you a lot.
All right. So the only thing he's really costing you is someone else's potential, someone else's progression.
Tune into the post-game bounce live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel immediately after every Memphis Grizzlies game for instant reactions and breakdowns. Some dreams don't just come true, they come with 4 paws. At Puppy Dreams, we match loving families with happy, healthy puppies. From playful companions to lifelong best friends, your perfect match is waiting. And with our professional grooming spa, your pup will look as amazing as they feel. Visit Puppy Dreams today and meet the one who's been waiting just for you.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind, everybody. Real quick, shout out to our sponsors. We need to thank them all really fast. We'll go through them. We need to thank Puppy Dreams. We need to thank Waldo's Chicken and Beer. We need to thank Grade A Pest Services. We need to thank Carway Automotive Group. We need to thank Grind City Brewing. We need to thank Mugshots Grill and Bar. And last but not least, we need to thank, of course, FanDuel Sportsbook, which you can see them at the bottom of the screen. We will be heading over there periodically here in this next little bit of the conversation because we're going to recap college ball, y'all.
Kenny's trying to jump on me here. So clearly he doesn't watch all the shows because at least once a week I've still been mentioning Keaton Wagler as a guy I'd like to target in the 6 to 8 range. As focused on the top 4 in Cam Boozer because he's the best player in this draft. But if you go back and watch the tape, I've still been telling you at least once a week, Keaton Wagler is a dude we should target.
Yep. And let's
start on Saturday. Let's start on Saturday with those 2 games because Let's just
recap the Elite 8. Let's start on Saturday. Started with Iowa, Illinois. This game.
This was elite guard play. You had Bennett Sturts, you had Keaton Wagler. It was a tale of 2 halves. Iowa owned that first half. Sturts was just electric. Had 15 points in the first half, 3 of 5 from 3. Could do no wrong except for turn the ball over. And right there at the end of the first half, Iowa had like 4 or 5 possessions where they turned the ball over, and then Illinois went down and missed a shot. Like it was the ugly sequence of basketball, but it was an elite coaching job at halftime because they cleaned both of those up. They came out of the second half and it was electric basketball. Illinois was obviously the more talented team that was a bit deeper. Wagler heated up in that second half and was like, Drew made the comparison on our show and he didn't say that he is SGA, but he's SGA light in his craftiness and ability to create shots and create space. If you watch him and say that he's slow-footed, like I can see why you would assume that. But if you truly if you watch the tape, you watch him play, he's super crafty. He's elite at creating space and being patient. And that's something that we haven't seen a lot in Memphis, as Ja Morant's one of the least patient players because he's got to be going super fast downhill. Wagler was patient in that second half and just systematically took apart Iowa. An incredible performance by the freshman who has just had an elite season, put this team on his back, has them 1 win away from a national championship game. It is Wagler in the Eastern Bloc out there with all those icks and Iches and Peja Stojakovic's son, who's a killer defensively. That Illinois team is fun to watch, man, and they're going to be a tough out for UConn.
You know, people say slow-footed. I think you and I have been tossing this word around to describe like Ty Jerome too. Deliberate, I think, is a much better word. He's very deliberate with the way he plays, and it's 100%, man. They are like a Slovenian, Slovakian,
Lithuanian, and then you got Wagler from Kansas City, who deliberate, intentional is a great way to put it because like he lets the game come to him and he doesn't force it, and that's why he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. And to me, it shows a next level maturity for a guy who is a freshman.
Yes.
Who really wasn't recruited a lot coming out of high school, but like a guy who has gotten better as the year went on, and as the year's gone on, the competition has gotten stiffer, right? As you got deeper in Big Ten season, a Big Ten, tournament run, and now we're in the Final Four. As the competition has stepped up, Wagler has too. He's been super impressive down the stretch.
They put away some teams too. Like beating Houston was no.
Yeah, that was a good Iowa team.
Good Iowa team too. Good Iowa team, good Houston team that they are just like systematically dismantling, which is they'll play the winner of this next game, right? Will they play the winner?
They'll play the winner of Duke and UConn.
Duke and UConn. I got my bracket.
So they'll play UConn. But one last thing, I wouldn't be surprised, Grizz fans, and clip this, Kenny, if you want. I wouldn't be surprised if we worked out several Illinois players, because if you watch their offense, it's super similar to what we do. It's a European style. They obviously have a lot of European players. I think Wagler is the name to watch should we land in that 6 to 8 range, along with some of these other bigs that they have, that big center that they've got. Wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies worked out a handful of these dudes simply because of the Europe ties. Misic, yep.
Or
I wouldn't be surprised if they work out a few of these European guys along with Wagler to see how they'd fit in our system.
Yep. I mean, they've got the two Ivisic. I can't even say it. The two Ivisiches that are both centers are both projected to be like they're 65 and 68 on Tankathon's big board. I think both of those guys are
guys, just guys to watch. Those are names. Like again, I'm not saying that they're for sure going to do it, but those are guys to watch for sure. For just those late, maybe some summer invites, maybe some G League kind of two-way type prospects down the line.
Yep.
Just putting that on your radar.
Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Other guys that should obviously, I would say, be on people's radar. If you want to go to that next Saturday game, Arizona. I mean, do you want to talk about? Burries.
Yeah,
like
Burries.
Man,
he's
dude,
so good, man.
He's so stinking good.
Yeah, he's like, and to have a combo guard like that, like Wagler is the future because Wagler's big. He's over 6'6". He's kind of wiry, but he's built like Hallie. You put a little bit of weight on him, and he still keeps his shot and his ability to stay fluid. That's an NBA player. Burris is like 6'4", maybe 6'5". He's a little bit shorter, but his mechanics are beautiful. That shot is just wow. And to have a combo guard like that can play 1 or 2, because he's very comfortable running the point, man. The one, he's even more comfortable off ball, running off of screens as the 2. Burries is a fun player to watch. And again, I kept watching Koa Pete, who had a great game.
Yeah, he had a great game
against Purdue, but he's so hot and cold. And he's dropped on Tankathon's draft board a little bit, and I see why. He's just kind of inconsistent. It would probably benefit from another year in college. He won't because he's a top 20 prospect, but probably would benefit from that. But every time I try and watch Koa Pete to talk myself into him, Braden Burris just jumped off the page, man. That kid he's a hooper. Hooper.
It's funny. And if you couldn't tell by our conversation, Arizona did beat Purdue. I'm right there with you. Like I go to Arizona to watch Koa Pete, and I end up coming away being like, man, Burris is good, man. That's like I come for the Koa Pete, and I leave not really impressed with him, but impressed with a totally different player. And I mean,
like again, like Braden Burris, like you said, like every time you watch him, you're more impressed by him. He reminds me a lot of Jamal Murray. At Kentucky and now at Denver, just very intentional with the basketball, but can go get you buckets if you need him to. Like, I don't know that he's going to be the guy on a team in the NBA, but he's going to be an incredible support to kind of guy. That if you can pair him alongside us, for like a Cedric or a Gigi, or maybe we get lucky and get an AJ or a Boozer early, and then with our second lottery pick, we get Braden Burris. I think he's going to be an outstanding combo guard in the NBA.
If he puts on the Bill Street blue, I'd be okay with that.
I'm still it's like Wagler, and then there's a little bit of a gap, and then it's like Burris, and then Acuff, and then Brown Jr. and Flemings for me if we go guard. But I think we're seeing who the Grizzlies are going to target in the draft. I'm going to insert this here because if you look at who all we're signing on 10 days and our two-way guys, they're all big, they're long, they're super athletic. I think the days of us having small guards, to Blunsmucker's point earlier, are over. We've had John Morant, we've had Desmond Bain. They're both a bit undersized and couldn't quite get us over the hump. if you believe Zach Kleiman, what he's showing us a couple things. He's a big fan of Karam Lopez, so I still think that's probably going to be our second pick. Much as I want to talk myself into Burris or Keaton Wagler, if we land in the top 4, especially, watch Karam Lopez as our second pick. ZK flew all the way down to New Zealand himself to watch him, so the tea leaves are there.
Yep.
Then if you look at who all we're signing on 10 days and these little short contracts, they're all big,
lengthy,
long, athletic. Dickie Giroux is 6'7". We just signed Ball. Ball. He's 6'7". Rion Repair 6'7". Like, I think the days of us having small guards are over, so that doesn't fare well for Braden Burris, which I'm okay with. I said on the Two Buck Sports Show on Friday, Luke, that Drew errs on the side of like the freako athlete. I'm erring on the side, immunity, of the guy with length, that's long, that's tall, that can like. This sport is built for tall people. Give me the tall people.
Yep, give me the tall people, man. Give me the tall people. And you don't want to talk about. I mean, let's go to the Sunday games because there's one athlete, quote unquote, that keeps getting slotted to the Grizzlies in a lot of these drafts, and it was in the Michigan-Tennessee game where Michigan. This was the worst game of the day. Michigan beat Tennessee by over 30 points. Nate Ament continues to be ranked in the top 10. So I'm out, man. I'm out. He had that one good game against Iowa State. That's the only really good game he's had this entire tournament. I don't understand.
Yeah, big moments he tends to shrink. Yesterday was not it, man. Especially compared to like a Yaxel Lindenborg, who might be the corniest dude in college basketball with his antics on the mic and like snickering, like that freshman guarding me. Like, buddy, all your other classmates are in the NBA, right?
Yep.
Like, he was in the class with Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
They're all in the NBA. You're still in college. Calm down. But 27-7, and it just really put a spotlight on him, and then it just made Nate Ament just shrink even more. How he's still a top 10 pick is wild to me. I will personally go down with poster boards and pickets and protest outside of the Grizzlies office if we draft Nate Ament. He is not ready, man.
He's not ready. I don't see it,
man. He's another guy that absolutely should go back to college. At best is going to be a two-way guy next year. How this dude is a top 10 prospect to me is wild, because I've watched him like 3 or 4 times now, and each time he's had one good game. I watched the Iowa State game. He had a good game in the SEC tournament, but like otherwise he's just kind of soft and he hesitates a lot. And you can't be a top 10 pick and not have confidence to shoot your shot.
He has been the most hesitant of all these top 10 guys, and I just don't. I don't see it with him. God love him.
And the NBA is a very physical game. It's a lot more physical than college. They got bullied by a very physical Michigan team and stuffed in a locker.
The man's built like me, man. He's tall and lanky. He's not. He needs to put on much weight.
I think you still have better legs, though.
Thank you, my guy. Thank you. I needed that this morning. If you know, you know. Let's go to the. Well, let's talk about the other game that happened yesterday. UConn Duke. Oh my God,
man! They pulled their best. Memphis. Oh yeah, great comp. Ed
Zaire
to Nate Ament. Shout out Edward. Great comp.
And you know what? That's what I see him when I see Nate Ament. I'm just like, I'm not doing that again. I'm just not doing that.
Been down that road.
Nope.
But Duke up 19 points in the second half, just cruising. And they were my national champion pick. I had them beating Michigan in the national championship game. I still feel really good about Michigan being there. I think they'll beat Arizona. But man, just an epic collapse. And 2 days after Drew and I give Caden Boozer some love on the Two Buck Sports Show on Friday, right? Like on Friday, we're like, hey, like what if we got both Boozer brothers? And we took some length and some size early, and then we got Boozer late, Caden Boozer late. All for him to absolutely pee down his leg in that final possession that allowed UConn. Like, what an awful turnover, like, and then awful defense on the other end. Like Caden Boozer absolutely dribbled down his leg when the moment was the brightest. And shout out Braylon Mullins.
Got to give it to him, man.
Killer mentality. Like Ty Jerome shooting from the logo out there. Bang, to win the game. Like, just talk about some stones on somebody, man. What a freaking shot. Then Dan Hurley going forehead to forehead with the ref right after. Like, that man is an elite psychopath.
He's a crazy man, dude. That man is
wild.
Crazy.
I didn't believe in UConn.
I didn't either.
I was wrong.
I had them losing in the Sweet 16, man. I've been out on them the entire time, but you know what? Watching that game, I mean, of course, I got to be like, oh, I believe now. But everything about that game, the stones that it took. You go back and you watch that shot, and you're like, "Oh, damn, he's pulling up," and you're and it's just it's like a dagger. I mean, like.
I'm in second place in the $2 Sports Show Bracket Challenge. King Meeks, shout out King Meeks, is in first place. Man. He picked Arizona to win. Arizona's still hanging in there. But like 90% of all of our brackets are toast because everybody picks Duke except for a handful. Francis Carlotta picked Michigan. My nephew Ryder picked Michigan. That's one to watch. Ryder. There's a handful of Arizona still hanging out in there. So shout out to y'all for seeing it. But
Duke was the most picked champion, man. They were the most picked.
And I mean, I thought they had it because I had them beating UConn in this game because I thought UConn was going to be good, but I didn't think they were championship worthy this year. And like Drew said, maybe it's because they don't have a stud that I've been watching like these other teams. But I mean, shout out to Dan Hurley and the guys, man. What a win! And hey, Boozer had 27-8 though. That's a good game.
Yeah, he did. 27-8. Good game. Yeah. Well, we know it's going to be 4. There's 4 teams left, right? Yeah, Matt. 4 teams left.
Final four teams. Yeah.
4 teams. So one of these 4, I mean, what am I doing? I'm dancing around it. It's time for it's time. Daily Dose of It's a Trap, sponsored by FanDuel. Named after Admiral Akbar. It's the best. What does this mean? Rusty knows. I'm going to give him some bets pulled from FanDuel. One of them's a trap. He's got to tell me which one. It's about a topic of my choosing. Like I said, one of these teams is going to be our national champion. And so, what are the odds for the national champion? Which one of these is a trap? Ready? You ready, Freddie?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right. Is it A, Michigan plus 155? B, Arizona plus 175. C, UConn plus 430.
All right, so I feel like Michigan and Arizona, as the resident 1 seeds, should have the best odds. My spidey senses would really be tingling if you had flipped Arizona and Michigan. But I feel good about Michigan at plus 150. Is that 150? Is that what it was?
155.
And then 175 for Arizona. I feel really good about both of those. So that leaves UConn at plus 450. Do I think they have better odds than Illinois is the question. Because I'm going to pick UConn. I just got to decide if I think they have better or worse odds. I think UConn has worse odds than that. UConn is a trap.
Man.
I think Illinois got better odds. Let's go.
I did, man. Okay. You got that one right. Fine. Logic, my guy. Michigan, Arizona, right? I should have flipped them. I really thought I might have gotten you with UConn is plus 700.
I mean, of the 4, like I feel like they're the least counted on. We just talked about how we didn't think they were going to be there, which probably puts them in a very good position to upset Illinois and go win the whole daggum thing. Because when does UConn win it? Is when their back's against the wall. Should have known better. Shout out Kimball Walker. I'm still a fan of his after he winning me over $200 in 2011 or whatever.
When was that? 10 years? 10 years ago? 15 years ago? Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this Illinois team is like I think I'm going to put a few dollars on Illinois this morning. Just, why not?
I thought the same thing. I was like, you know what? Plus 430, $20. That's not bad. I mean, they're good. Yeah. They're really good. Really well coached.
Brad Underwood has done a master class with this team. They've come close. They've been Elite 8. They've been a Sweet 16 team. Like Elite 8's kind of been the ceiling. And for them to finally bust through like that, like shout out Brad Underwood and the boys. Like that's a really good win.
Yep. Really good win. Before we get out of here, brother, it is Monday. And what are Mondays for around here? They're for lasagna. What does that mean?
Lasagna.
I love Garfield the cat. He hates Mondays and he loves lasagna. I think it's important to take the good and the bad from the weekend. I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first. I'm saving. I was going to do a Monday sandwich with 2 lasagna pieces of bread. But that sounds awesome. But can you imagine a sandwich with lasagna for bread? I digress.
Buddy.
Sounds give it to me.
Breathes in Italian over here, like
I'm saving the first lasagna I have for Tube and Tuesday tomorrow because I went to the movies on Friday. So I'm gonna save it.
Don't spoil it because I'm reading the book.
I'm not spoiling it. I didn't say nothing. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I could be talking about Scream 7. You don't know. But
Hey, real
Monday.
quick, it's one of my favorite memes. Can you see this? Inarticulate Italian noises. That's me with the lasagna sandwich. Oh, sorry.
It's so good. It's so good. My Monday was I pulled a Scottie Pippen on Saturday and I got a migraine. I always hate anytime I get a migraine that puts me down. I feel like Scottie Pippen in The Last Dance, and I hate myself because I just see Michael Jordan looking down on me. I don't know why. That's why I've got that's how my mind works. But my lasagna was we have family that came in town last night. They stayed with us last night and stayed this morning. We went to dinner. Kyle's aunts, and I just love family. You know, this is nice. We don't get to see them often, and the weather was nice, so we went out to eat. We went out to eat, got some food, came home, and it was just like it was just a good day because it was like literally right before we left to go to dinner. UConn won. So we were just like, all right, let's go eat. It was just a good Sunday. It was a good Sunday.
Love that, man. Love that. Yeah, I had a great weekend with Maggie. We had an awesome, just like low-key kind of date weekend. Didn't do a whole lot, super nice. And we worked on an art project that'll be we'll put it out soon. I put it in the group chat. It's almost done, and then I'll post some pictures of it so y'all can see. Thought it turned out super good. We're doing a little something with our basketball goal outside. Excited about it. But my top lasagna was checked off a bucket list item Friday night. Saw Jason Isbell live at the Orpheum. And if you don't know Jason Isbell, do yourself a favor. After the show, look up Dress Blues, look up Cover Me Up, look up Maggie and I, like, our song is We Were Vampires.
The song's amazing. It's amazing.
On the way out the door, and it was just we just kind of like cuddled and listened to it. It was fantastic.
Cast Iron Skillet.
He's so good. King of Oklahoma, Strawberry Woman.
He's a goat.
That Weatherman's album is just, and it was
Weather
just him.
amazing.
It was just him.
Just
stripped
him?
down acoustic. The 400 unit wasn't there. It was just him. He played for over 2 hours. He was a little late. That was one thing. It was supposed to start at 8. He didn't start till like 8:20. Jason, come on, man.
Come on, bro.
But an electric show. And he's funny. He's such a good entertainer. His little anecdotes and stories in between songs was great. Some dude kept yelling out requests, and he was like, I'm going to play some new stuff and some old stuff and the ones I can remember. But I guarantee you, whatever that guy yells out, I'm not playing. Which is funny because he yelled out Alabama Pines, and 2 songs later he played Alabama Pines. But anyway,
it's a good song. Good song.
Oh, great song. But yeah, it was so cool, man. Such a great show. And if there was a Monday to this weekend, and it was a great weekend, listen, Edward, check out Jason Isbell. If you like Americana, folky kind of music, he's incredible guitarist too. Just like plays a fool out of a guitar.
Yep.
But if there was a Monday, because I still have a Wayno size hole in my life here, as Wayno's back in Australia. You kind of get used to him being around, he was just just one of us, just hanging out, having coffee in the morning, doing some stuff. So shout out Wayno. I know it's his wife's birthday sometime in the future, today or tomorrow. So happy birthday, Lens. Thanks for sharing him with us for a little bit. Yeah, the great level oof that is your husband. Glad to have him here in the States for a little bit, but definitely miss having Wayno around a little bit.
It's so funny in the post game bounce video. I was like, that's not Rusty's house. What's he doing? I was like, that's not whose background is that? That's not Rusty's house. What's he doing? I was like upset.
Yeah, Maggie and I both kind of like, kind of got used to him being around. Like, it's kind of weird.
I love it. We love you, Wayno. That's gonna do it for our show today, y'all. That's it. Grizzlies play tonight, so tune into that. Rusty's going to be in the building.
I'll be in the building. Look for me. I'll be there in the building.
I'm going to make sure. Are there going to be kids? The team's going to be there?
Just me. No, it's just me and my brother. It's cool. It's going to be just me and Clark. He was only given 2 tickets, and so he reached out and asked if I had tickets to the game, and I said no. And so he called me up, and excited, man. It's going to be fun to hang out with him and get to go in the little blues room up there above the Chick-fil-A seats and hang out. They've got some raffles and giveaways, so hopefully, maybe Clark will win something pretty cool. But it'll be a good brother bonding time tonight.
Hell yeah. Have fun, brother. Thank you, everybody in the comments. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to FanDuel. Thank you to Grind City Brewing. Thank you to Mugshots. Thank you to Grade A Pest Services. Thank you to Waldo's Chicken and Beer. Thank you to Puppy Dreams. Thank you to Carway Automotive Groups. Thank you to all of them, y'all. We're going to be back tomorrow. We got a full slate of shows for you today. I know we got 2 Bucks at 11. We got Saying at 1. We'll have a post-game bounce tonight and No Bluffing tonight. Whole mess of shows. So tune in today. We'll be back tomorrow. And if we can leave you with anything today, anything at all, remember 2 things. 1, be a little bit weird. A little bit. There he is, that guy. And 2, remember to smile. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to The Daily Grind. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.